station, ayuda.
Y yo Lima no lo quería, pero...
Over there. Alright, here we go. Not really sure where we're meeting, but we'll find it momentarily. This is the view. Like people swimming there.
Hace mucho tiempo Antioquia en realidad era una comunidad muy cerrada. ¿Por qué? Porque nosotros vivíamos entre montañas. Nuestra sociedad y nuestra ciudad es relativamente nueva, no es como el resto del país. Entonces, por eso nuestra cultura y nuestro acento es fuerte, porque nosotros no teníamos conexión con el resto del país. Cuando tú buscas en los libros de historia de Colombia no aparece Medellín, nunca aparece Medellín. Medellín es una ciudad nueva, en realidad es muy nueva, y nuestra cultura siempre ha sido muy apartada a la del resto de Colombia. Nuestros orígenes son vascos e irlandeses.
¿Y cuál?
Irlandeses.
Ah.
Acá emigraron cuando España, bueno, tuvo muchos conflictos con el País Vasco, siempre lo han tenido, y cuando los irlandeses tuvieron problemas con los ingleses. Ellos llegaron acá y fundaron el pueblo que se llama actualmente Santa Fe de Antioquia, que queda como una hora de acá. Esa fue la antigua capital de Antioquia por muchos años y esa era la gran ciudad de esta región. Para el resto del país y para los bogotanos esa era la capital de acá. La ciudad empezó a crecer como en los años 20 por empresas de textileras, fábricas textileras y la ciudad cambió de nombre. Antes este valle y el pequeño pueblo que había acá se llamaba San Lorenzo. San Lorenzo, antes se llamaba así en Medellín.
Ah, okay.
Y cambiaron la nombre. En ese momento el jarrón de Llorente fue cuando nosotros conseguimos la independencia. En ese momento la mayoría de los países latinoamericanos ya estaban con ganas de conseguir la libertad de España y porque Napoleón había conquistado el territorio español, ¿cierto? El jarrón de Llorente fue una excusa para iniciar la guerra. Ellos necesitaban un jarrón para la guerra, para una fiesta, perdón, y no se lo querían prestar. Que se lo prestaran y como no se los prestaron, empezaron a discutir y a pelear. Eso fue muy cerca de donde es actualmente la casa presidencial de Colombia. Por ese jarrón empezó la guerra de independencia de Colombia, pero fue más una excusa, fue más como, no me lo quieren prestar, no, listo, tienen problema con nosotros. En ese momento era como se le llamaba la población criolla, ¿cierto? Contra los españoles. Los criollos eran los hijos de españoles que habían nacido en América, contra los españoles que venían de Europa, y ahí fue cuando se inició la guerra de independencia de Colombia. Colombia, some people call it the Monaco of Colombia. Why? Because in this city we have three big companies. Renault, the car from France, AKT Motors, that is a company of motorcycles from China, and our biggest supermarket, that is called Éxito, similar to a Walmart. So most of the people of this city work in these companies, and the richest families of Medellín live in this area. But we're going to other city that is called Itagüí. I'm going to explain you something about Medellín. Again, Medellín is a very new city. Medellín is not like Bogotá, like Cartagena, or like other cities around Latin America. The city of Medellín, like a big city, only have 100 years. And the city of Medellín started to grow in the 1920s because the factories and companies of textiles. Most of these factories was in the city of Itagüí. There is the market. So let's go. We're going to walk. It's 10 minutes from here.
Christmas lights?
Yes, in the park, in the principal park.
Pero se puede ver.
Years ago, Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Panama, and the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica was the same country. This country was called La Gran Colombia. That means the big Colombia. The capital was Bogotá, the capital of Colombia today. But the person who gave us the liberty from Spain was from Venezuela, Caracas. His name was Simón Bolívar. And Simón Bolívar not only gave the liberty to the big Colombia, Simón Bolívar gave the liberty to Peru and Bolivia. That's why Bolivia have this name, because he was considered the first president of Bolivia. He dies in 1830, and we have a war, a civil war. Ecuador was the first country to separate from us, and then Venezuela. Panama is other history. Panama was part of our territory, but France came here, started to build the Canal of Panama. They not finished it. A lot of people get sick and die in the construction, and the economy of France in that moment was not so good. So what happened? Well, the United States see the opportunity and buy us Panama for $25 million. That's why the flag of Panama is more similar to the flag of the United States, and that's why the flag of Venezuela and the flag of Ecuador is more similar to our flag. And if you go to Panama, the official currency of Panama is the USA dollar. So for a long time, the United States controlled this territory. So that is the history of the big Colombia, and that's why we're going to find a lot of fruit that came from this territory. At the same time, well, it was a colony of Spain, so we can find fruit that came from South America, from Peru, from Central America, from Mexico, from the Caribbean islands, but at the same time we're going to find fruit that came from Asia. Why? Because these countries have a very similar weather. We're going to find fruit that came from India, from Pakistan, from Bangladesh, from Indonesia, from Malaysia, from Vietnam. All these countries are tropical countries, so fruit that grows there is possible to find it here. The same fruit from here can grow in Asia. The only fruits don't grow in our territory is impossible because the weather are apples, pears, sí, eso es imposible, and some grapes. The normally apples and pears came from or from Chile or from Seattle, United States.
It's because it's not cold
Yes,
enough.
I'm so cold.
That's what I'm used to, apples and pears. in
Stone
Switzerland.
fruit, stone fruit,
Ajá.
like peaches.
Aquí, esas cosas nada.
Stone fruit.
No encontramos ninguna de esas frutas. That's why if you go to South America, the real name of South America is El Cono Sur or South Cone. It's very popular wine because they can grow a lot of different types of grapes, for example. In the last years, we bring now apples from Chile because the prices of dollars. In this moment, $1 is 4,200 pesos. In 2009, in the best moment of our economy, $1 was 1,700 pesos.
Wow.
So it's a big difference.
1,700.
Sí. And obviously we have inflation like
2009?
Sí.
Wow.
It was the best moment of our economy because the prices of oil. 46% of our economy depends on oil. So when the prices of oil go down, the prices of the dollar change. And we have inflation. The inflation in Colombia in this moment is 10%. 2 years ago was 12%. So now it's more expensive to bring fruits from other countries. But we're going to learn more about it. Welcome to the biggest market of the metropolitan area. This market is called La Mayorista. Before the 1980s, most of our market was in the downtown. People sold the food and the fruits in the streets. And the government say, well, this is not the best place to have a market. So they decide to build these markets around the country in the 1980s. Most of these markets in downtown before the 1980s was controlled by illegal groups. It's not a secret that Colombia in the 1980s was one of the most dangerous countries of the world. Now it's very organized. We have the building of the seafood, the building of the meat, the building of the fruit. For example, that orange building over there is the city hall of Itagüí, the city we are now. So let's go. This market, we have two big markets in the city, La Mayorista and La Minorista. These two markets give fruit to all the metropolitan area of Medellín. The metropolitan area of Medellín has 10 cities, tiene 10 ciudades. And the population of the metropolitan area is 4 million. The government said that in 2050 we're going to be 6 million persons. In this moment, we are similar to Chicago. Tenemos una población similar a la de Chicago. But Medellín is considered the third crowded city in the world. The first one is Dhaka, Bangladesh. Second one, Mumbai, India. And third one, Medellín, Colombia. We don't have land, we don't have space. That's why you can feel that we have a lot of traffic. You see buildings in the hills because we don't have space. Now Medellín, talking a little more about how is the situation with real estate. Medellín is the city that is more expensive to buy a house in Colombia, more than Bogota, more than Cartagena. The city is growing, and Medellín is the city of factories and companies of Colombia. So people from other areas of the country and Latin America immigrate to Medellín, because in Medellín you can find a better quality of life. So this market recruits you all these people. The market opens at 1 a.m. Why? See, why? Because the trucks came with the food from the countryside in the morning. And people start to come to the market at 5 a.m. and close at 1 p.m. It's controversial because we can say that our civil war finished in 2010, when we make the peace with the biggest guerrilla group, that was the FARC, in La Habana, Cuba. But today we still with some guerrilla groups in our country. We have one guerrilla group that exists today in the jungles that is called ELN, LLN. So yes, the civil war is a reality of the country. Only in the 19th we have the narco situation. We are a little more famous because narco traffic. And Colombia was a very dangerous country. In 1981, Medellín had 7,000 murders. Llega a los 7,000 asesinatos. We are talking that the city with more murders today in the world is Tijuana, Mexico, with 2,700 murders. And the country, Colombia, have 100,000 murders. See, Colombia was crazy, was very dangerous, and that's why it was very difficult for our government to build new infrastructure, a difference of Ecuador. Today, Ecuador have the best highways of Latin America. That's why they export more fruit to the international market. In the 80s and in the 90s, 5 million of Colombians immigrated to Venezuela. Why? Venezuela was the richest country of Latin America in the 1970s because the money from the oil. Venezuela is the country with more oil in the world.
Wow.
The double of the Arabic country.
It's not called Mango Cali. It's not Dominican Republic.
Bolivia and the North Territory of Brazil. Most of the country we call them maracuyas, but some countries of Latin America they change the name to this fruit. For example, in Venezuela they call it parchita. In Puerto Rico they call it parcha, and Dominican Republic they call it chinola. In Spain they call it la fruta de la pasión, passion fruit. But in the rest of Latin American countries we call it maracuya. This passion fruit grows in the mountains near to the international airport. Colder weather. So that's why you can find them in North America, in Europe, and South. That's why it's possible to grow them in North America and in Europe. It's not the most normal passion fruit in our territory. In the other spot I'm going to show, another place I'm going to show you the passion fruit that normally we use in our food and our juices. Huh? Looks like
Banana.
banana, yes. Other people say me banana. Other people say me papaya. Other people say me manguitos, little mangoes. But no, break it with me.
Whoa.
It's a passion fruit.
What?
It's another type of passion fruit. Oh wait.
Do you eat the skin or you don't eat the skin?
Only the
What
inside.
in the world?
The pulp.
So cute.
Let me check.
I care.
What does it taste like? Try it. Ponle en la boca.
Where are you from?
What's it taste like?
Oh, okay.
Water.
Water?
Okay.
You should have tried mine.
Okay, yes, it's family of tomato. It's from the family, but it's other fruits. This fruit can be one of the most popular juices in our country. Not the most popular fruit, but the most popular juice. It's called lulo. Tomato is from South America. That's why we can find different types of tomatoes. This one is from the same family. But this fruit is popular only here in the North South America. Most of the Latin Americans know about them, but they don't grow in Central America and the Caribbean islands. Only grows here. It's so popular that Coca-Cola company sells lulo, sodas of lulo, and Smirnoff sells vodka of lulo in our country.
Wow.
The flavor is like a sour kiwi. Sour kiwi.
Sour kiwi.
Lulada. Sometimes brings alcohol. It's delicious. I recommend it. It's my favorite. Yes, right. You have this one in North America.
Gooseberries.
Muy bien, gooseberries.
She would always pick them in Florida too.
Florida.
Yeah.
So do you have lychees here?
Lichen grows in the altitudes, in the mountains. That's why you can find them in North America. And you change the name. You call it gooseberries. But in Colombia, we call them uchuvas. Uchuvas. It's a very popular snack in our country. When I was a kid, my grandmother put it in the table and I ate it like, with my cousin because it's sweet. So it's a very popular snack for kids in our country. We use it for juices, for salsa, decoration for cakes. So it's a very popular fruit. But in the last 3 years, the prices of this fruit are very crazy. When I was a kid, well, the prices of pesos changed a lot. Hágale bien pueda. And when I was a kid, the kilo of this one only cost 1,000 pesos. Today, the kilo sometimes can cost 7,000 to 8,000 pesos. Well, again, the inflation, the prices of dollar, and the war between Ukraine and Russia. Yeah, that affect us. Why? Because most of the chemicals we use to grow the fruits and kill the insects came from Ukraine. So this is affecting especially these fruits, the prices of these fruits, because insects love them. They are very sweet. So yes, a war that is very far from here can affect the prices of food in our country. This fruit is not from here. It's not from America. It's from Asia. From Middle Asia, like India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. It's from the family of lychee. It's de la familia de lychee. And grows a lot in the Caribbean islands. So Latinos, we have a lot of different names from this fruit. For example, in the Caribbean islands, sometimes they call it genepas. Sometimes call it mamon. And in Colombia, we call them mamoncillo. Only careful with them, especially with the kids. When it's in season, it's normal that the kids die with the seed. They can shock, se ahogan. So moms hate them. And so you need to be careful with them. Normally, mothers do this to give to the kids. They broke it, and it's like this, and they give a little piece to the kids. So you need to be careful with them.
What is this now?
Zapote.
What is that?
Dime.
Zapote is like chico.
¿De semana aquí?
But this doesn't look anything like chico.
Hágale.
I mean, it looks from the outside.
Go over, Nova, because you're not going to be able to see in the back. Stand right there.
Roberto, ¿me vas a hacer un fa?
Venga,
¿Me vas a
Kelly,
pasar
come
ese
stand here.
basurerito de
Nova,
ahí?
move over some so Kelly can stand there.
Ese basurerito.
basurerito.
This is a tropical fruit. Not only grows in the Caribbean, but it's possible to find it in the Caribbean. What is starting to happen with this fruit? Well, it's very sad because now most of the people of the Caribbean island don't know about them because they start to disappear. The flavor of this fruit is like pumpkin.
Like pumpkin.
And it's very expensive. Sometimes can cost 20,000 pesos kilo.
Whoa.
De las primeras, listo. De atrás, esta. Y la primera acá. Listo.
You eat the side, you eat this.
Only the inside, but the big part of the fruit is a seed. I recommend to eat it like a mango. You can eat the worm. They bring worms and you can eat it. The people consider the worm like a protein. You're not going to get sick. They grow in the fruit. They say happens in the guava.
Ah, en la guava sí.
Tiene una semilla. You throw the seed. Y ya te voy a dar a ti. So it's very sad because I have people from the Caribbean islands, they came with families and the grandfather say me like, yes, I remember I ate a lot of this fruit when I was a kid. But the young ones is like, "Meh, I never see them.
It's so good.
It's a fruit that they start to disappear in the Caribbean.
What's it taste? It's like mango.
El domingo.
I'm a wiggly worm.
Al momento
I'm
seguro
a
el
wiggly
domingo.
worm.
Entonces aparece por ahí.
Por eso.
Not that I saw. Maybe. Yeah.
It's okay, now we're going to try mango.
Espera, ¿qué?
No.
Philippines?
We're a
And it's,
mango?
but it's the national food of Philippines. But it's not from Philippines. India.
I was gonna say, I thought.
India has lots of mangoes.
The
These
origin
mangoes
is
are not
free.
from India.
I don't
Middle
think
East.
really, because I had done maybe.
Ese es el origen. That is the origin. Only what happened with fruit sometimes they start to grow them in other countries and they start to transform the mangoes or the fruits and you're going to find new types of mangoes in other countries.
Yeah, I think we have like.
These small
30 plus
mangoes
varieties.
in Colombia, you see, we have in this moment we have 3 types of mangoes: mango Tommy, apple mango, and sugar mango. Sugar mango is a season mango that we normally use for juices. It's more sweet.
Is it stringy?
Es un poco como dulcecito y como peludito. Sí.
In India, you have a mango which you can squeeze and it's like a juice box. You don't even cut it. You just pop off the top,
Wow.
squeeze it and drink it.
What is it called?
It's called chusa, I think, which means to suck.
Slurpee.
Slurpee.
Oh.
It costs $20 to $25
For 1 kilo.
for 1 kilo.
Yeah, some of the Indian mangoes are like.
With tajin. Tajin. And with the green mango, we make ice cream too. Hacemos helado.
Green mango ice cream.
Be careful with the boxes.
No, don't touch. You don't know if the dog bites. Look at these beauties. I know. Wait.
entiende ni pío y que le diga.
One for you.
Hey, I saw these in the store.
Of the other passion fruit, this one is not from South America, it's from Central America. Remember I said that Costa Rica and Panama is the country who grows more granadillas in the world. You can find out granadillas in Africa, for example, in South Africa. And the way you open it is like this. Be careful. This is the new trash.
Hey, it's cute. He's not getting away.
I'll push it.
Come on, honey. There you go. Hit it, Nova. Hit it on your elbow, baby. Hit it.
I couldn't do it on the other elbow.
There you go.
The kilo, 7,000 to 8,000 pesos kilo.
Pega la boca, Diego. Pégale, pégale la boca.
Todas las pitayas mexicanas, ya que cuando se llevan a otros países como a Asia, we call them dragon fruit. But in Latin America we call them pitaya. This fruit
Drink it.
is from Mexico.
Drink it.
This is a cactus. Normally cactus grows in the desert. This one is from there. But you know the purple one, the red one, you can see the purple one over there. But in Colombia and Ecuador we grow this one, the yellow one. The flavor is different, the color is different because the nutrients of the jungle. This one don't grow in desert, this one grows in the jungles of our country.
So good.
You need to be careful with this one. This one made you go to the bathroom. If you eat 3, 4, or 5 of them, diarrhea.
For real.
So happen a lot that people came to from other countries, they try and they say, well, I like it, I want more. They eat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, and they get sick. So we're going to try it.
What is this variety called? What is this specific variety of passion? What is it? Oh,
In some country, have
In Arlington.
apples. Apples are very expensive in our country. You see that most of our fruits in our country, we sell it in kilos. Apples not like that. We sell each apple, depends. If they came from the United States, cost $1. They are very expensive. And when they came from Chile, they cost 2,000, 3,000 pesos each one. Apples are not from North America and they are not from Europe.
They're from Europe.
Asia.
Oh.
Son asiáticas. Kazakhstan. They are from there. This apple is from the United States. Do you see the sticker here? But the only way we can grow apples is like this. In some big countries they call it the guava, but it's not the guava. This is a hybrid between guava and apple. They create this guava in India 200,000 years ago. It's the only way we can grow apples in the tropical countries. Like green mango, in Colombia we cut them, we put salt, pepper and lemon and we eat it like a snack. I'm going to say it now. It's not a very... Strawberries, we can grow them. But look how this is the color. Green,
White.
sour, the white, they don't have flavor. So people came to the supermarkets or came to these markets and they buy the best ones. They put it in bags and they sell it in the street for the double of the real price. Because most of them grow like this and they don't have a lot of flavor, but it's possible to grow it in our countries. Kiwi. Mire de dónde viene. Italy. We can grow this type of fruits. But this one is the only grape we can grow in our country. We call it Isabella grape. And some companies in our country start to make wine with them. Vino.
That's the one we grow in.
It's possible to grow them in North America. They are not from here. These grapes are not from here, but it's the only grape we can grow in our country. Like that. It's a blueberry. They are not from here. They are sour. Two different names. It's expensive. The agraso mortiño can cost 40,000 pesos kilos sometimes. They are from the north of Chile and south of Peru, but they can grow in our country. It's very expensive, but again, they use it. Most of the people who buy this is because they have restaurants or companies. Okay.
Sí le pagan la
Buenos días. I know. Ven.
¿Cómo están? Bye.
Hola, buenos días.
¿Cómo está?
Good at these.
¿Esto qué, hombre? ¿Esto es para qué?
¿Tenés salecita? Sí. Ese sí, de a medio. A ese sí recomiendo a medio. With a little salt if you want.
Que coma
I've never
primero
had it
así y
with salt.
después.
Hágale.
Nunca lo he probado con sal.
Primero coma así y luego le echamos la
First
sal.
try it like that.
Ahora sí.
Hágale mix. You guys want?
¿Para cuándo?
And now we're going to try the national fruit of our country. This fruit only grows in Colombia and Ecuador. When we make juices with them, and we call the juice the grandmother juice.
Pero no en el congelador.
It's a tomato. It's called tree tomato.
¿Cuánto?
It looks like it's pretty.
So you push and take out the fruit like this. Guava is from India, but most of the trees in Medellín are guava trees. Guava is other fruit that sometimes brings worms. Normal. It's protein. Most of the trees in Medellín are guava trees, avocado trees, and mango trees. This is other grandmother juice in our country and only costs 3,000 pesos kilo. With the guava, we make candies.
Dígale que le va a dar la vuelta. Que usted le dio ahorita con...
Can be one of the most popular fruits in Latin America. This fruit is from South America and help you with cancer. In Spanish, we call them guanábana. But in English, in Jamaica, they call it soursop. But in the rest of the countries, guanábana. This one is a small one. You can find guanábanas of 20 and 25 kilos. To be like this takes 9 to 11 months to be like this. and it's very expensive because 1 kilo costs $1. And this is not a guanabana 1 kilo, it's a guanabana 6-7 kilos. So it's expensive for most of the people. But restaurants love to buy them because they make juices, a lot of juices from one of these one. And you can freeze the guanabana for 4 months in your house. Help you with cancer. We make juices and yogurt. It's other popular juice in Colombia. So if you want, you can take. This is guava candy. Ooh. It's a gift for you. Gracias. De guayaba. Blackberry.
With hybrid with what?
Blackberry. Look.
Oh my god.
It's the double of the fish. For us, the fish is atún, but tuna in Spanish means the cactus. This is the flower of the cactus, and in Colombia we call it higo. It's a popular fruit in the north of Mexico, in the south of the United States, and in the Arabic countries. In Colombia we have two deserts: the Guadalquivir Desert in the border with Venezuela in the north, and the Tatacoa Desert in the south. We use it for juices and for salads. And now, you feel full?
Yes.
You start to feel full. So okay, we're going for the last fruit of the market, the most important fruit of Latin America. And then we're going for sugar cane juice. What is the most popular fruit of Latin America?
Piña.
Casi.
Mango.
Avocado, aguacate.
yeah.
Now it's expensive in your countries. You pay a lot of money for them. Aguacate.
No,
avocado.
not
Avocado.
Not in Mexico. You feel well.
Go stand right there. Stand right there.
Avocado.
Hola.
Avocado.
¿Cómo estás?
Green.
Avocado from
Tenéis
Mexico.
showcase.
Avocado.
We can find choque, papelillo, rib, and has. And in our country we can find other 3 more. This is the biggest one. Choque. What avocado has in China can cost $10 sometimes. In China, Japan, and South Korea. In Europe, one of these one can cost 1 to 5 euros. One of these one. In the United States, they say $1 to $3, $4, depends on the place. In Latin America, 6 cost $1. It's a very normal fruit for us. They grow around the city. They grow in our gardens. So when it's in season, it's normal that the people are like, hey, you want aguacate? Take it, because it's a lot.
What do you do to protect the trees from the birds and all of that?
So in the farms of avocado, they put plastic. But in the people in the garden, they don't do nothing.
Because we had one in Florida.
The squirrels.
We had like 300 avocados on there, and we ate like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
That was all like they were eaten by the birds, by the squirrels, by everybody.
In the farms, they put plastic. And they protect it. And they put lights sometimes. To this fruit, in Peru, Chile, Argentina, and Uruguay, they call to this fruit palta. Palta means bag. So yes, Aztecas and Incas have business. Aztecas give to Incas corn and avocado. And Incas give to Aztecas potato and tomato. So we make business. Avocado is an important part of our economy, but avocado gives us a lot of problems. First problem, avocado needs water. In California, you start to have problem with them. The same, in Colombia, Latin America, these big ones need more water. So we have that problem too. Other problem with avocado, kills the biodiversity. The farmers of our country prefer to grow avocado than another type of fruits or beans. For example, the farmers of our country prefer to grow more avocado. 1 kilo of coffee in the international market costs $1 to $3. 1 kilo of coffee. One of these avocados costs $5. The farms. So yes, kill the biodiversity. Their problem, Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, they grow these big ones, but they sell all of them to Florida because they make more money in the United States than in the Caribbean islands. The same that our coffee, we sell the good coffee and we drink Nescafe that is not a good coffee. And the last problem is avocado. it's a guerrilla group who control this territory.
In Chile.
It's indigenous, and the indigenous is indigenous women, and the indigenous of the territory say, this is for us, not for the rest of Mexico.
Which cities?
The Campeche and Chiapas, the states all in the south of Mexico. They say we control the business, it's not for the rest of Mexico. So yes, avocado brings us war and corruption. In Colombia was the food of the war for the militaries. Remember what's the longest civil war in the world? A military in the middle of the jungle don't find nothing to eat. These have fats, good fats, so can give you energy for 3 and 4 days. What's normal that our soldiers put, and the guerrillas and the paramilitaries put sugar in the top to have energy for days. So,
¿Qué?
Dale reportado.
Vea que me están grabando y
¿Qué
usted ahí
pasó?
interrumpiéndome. No,
O sea, ahora te estoy entrevistando. Entrevista.
Entrevistando también.
grabando, se está grabando.
¿Qué me quería decir? ¿De California qué? Ellos vienen de California.
¿Sí?
Repitan, por favor.
Ya terminamos aquí.
pero vamos para afuera del mercado, vamos por un jugo de caña. ¿Qué tal? ¿Les gustó todo?
Sí.
Perfecto. How you feeling? How you feeling? Other tour?
My favorite was the
Yesterday I went to the museum in Plaza Palmero.
And they start to grow a lot of sugarcane, especially in the Caribbean islands. Then Spain brings the sugarcane to South America, and now it's a very popular drink in our countries. And with the sugarcane, we make sugar and alcohol drinks like rum and aguardiente. Aguardiente is not from Colombia. People think that it's a Colombian drink. It's from Cuba. It's Cuban. Remember, I said this is not from here. And the first country to start to grow, the first territory they start to grow sugarcane in America was Cuba. So the aguardiente is from Cuba.
So where does the aguardiente, where is it made today?
In a lot of countries in Latin America, they make it here from sugarcane, especially from some companies in the south, where we grow more sugarcane. The thing is that the aguardiente in other countries is a drink of poor families.
Because every time in Florida,
Así.
when
Ella
I
no
drink
quiere mucho.
aguardiente, it was with a Colombian.
Sí.
It's Colombia, yes.
Yeah.
Why? Because in Colombia, they make the drink a popular drink, like a fancy drink.
Ajá.
But in the rest of Latin America, it's from the poor. It's a drink from the poor. If you don't have money for alcohol, you buy aguardiente. Except in Colombia, that in Colombia is like, wow, we're going for aguardiente.
Yo también.
Marketing, puro marketing. For example, in Indonesia, it's only the sugar cane. Only the sugar cane. So only the bakeries, for example. Here we put lime. Eso, una limonada.
Pero muy dulce.
Ajá. Por la caña de azúcar.
Yeah. Yo.
El azúcar.
That's how you make
That is clean.